Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to 2024 update. So, got a lot of things going on. I had just finished, after a ridiculously long time, all my Brandon Sanderson Storm Light archives. Okay, the book, all four books. All four books took me about 6 months to read. I will say I did cheat a little bit by using audiobooks, mostly because if you have not already checked out, I have multiple YouTube channels, multiple businesses, and I work a full-time job with a family. So I'm always super, super busy. I do like the Stormlight archives. We are going to talk a little bit about that. I will also talk a little bit about what else is going on, what I'm reading next, and I got some surprises, so stay tuned until the end. If you don't know, you should know that Brandon Sanderson is coming out with the new book. It is book 5 of the Stormlight Archives. I think it is available for audiobooks, Kindle, and hardcover. I typically wait for the soft cover or the 6x9 editions. They're my best editions. Those are the ones that I love the best. And I think that's kind of subjective. Obviously, if you're a big fan of Brandon Sanderson, you'll pick up whatever the hell you want and purchase it and read it as soon as humanly possible, or listen to it. I will say that for me personally, this is an epic novel right here. I just want to give you guys an idea of, and if you read all these books, congratulations. You probably read it a lot faster than I have. Couple different things that I will discuss here might hurt some of your feelings. So if you're a very sensitive person, you might want to click off this, especially if you're a Brandon Sanderson fan. After reading these books, and again, it took me a long time, so I didn't read them. I did read them back to back, which I think kind of burnt me out. I will say that they are fantastic, epic fantasy. They are, if you are looking for that Tolkien, Lord of the Rings, or Wheel of Time type of fantasy, this is kind of it. For my needs and my taste, I felt that it was a little YA. All right, so if you don't know what YA means, it just means it's a little bit young. And I'm not sure if that's his writing style or that's specifically how he designed these books. Again, nothing against him. I think he's a fantastic writer. I did not read his other ones. I'm going to try to break into those, but I'm going to take a little break from Sanderson. This guy can write like nobody else. All right, while he's writing these books, he's coming out with novellas. I did purchase both of his novellas, so if I didn't like his books, I wouldn't obviously purchase his books. But I think this story, the Stormlight Archive, is not only large, but it just read to me like a little bit of whiny, kind of complaining with some characters, Shallan being number one. She's just very whiny and needy and annoying. And I know that Brandon Sanderson does go a little bit long with his research as far as, actually taking people that are in the profession, multiple personality disorder, all of that stuff. And he did a very good job at the nail on the head. Multiple personality disorders is a real thing. Shallan definitely has it, got it. I don't want to beat up the spoilers, but again, fantastic job. Also, post-traumatic stress disorder. We do know that Kaladin suffers from it along with the rest of his guys. Absolutely nailed it on the head. I myself, as a United States Marine and former war veteran, understand post-traumatic stress disorder. Again, it was good, but it was windy or windy or whining. I know that each book has to have its own little separate type of hits on the type of person they are because they are such large books, but I think the repetitiveness is kind of what turned me off, because I'm reading it from, like I said, in consecutives. The characters were fantastic. Even the guys that you thought were the bad guys were not the bad guys. A lot of reincarnation type stuff going on there. I get that. At the end, we're looking at a lot of bad guys turn good, a lot of good guys turn bad. So really good. I don't like the fact that it is a very long-winded way to say things. I think these books can be chopped down to half of it to get the point across. And again, that's to each his own. I think that he does a fantastic job in all his descriptions, but I'm like, bro, please get to the point. This is a lot of stuff for me to read, okay? So, and if I didn't like him, I would not read it, and I would not be giving you this review, so please don't take it that way. But something this size could have probably been a lot better than something this size, okay? In my opinion, totally. So, Sanderson, again, if you haven't read him, read the books, all right? Listen to the audio. He is definitely a worthwhile author. I'm not taking anything away from him, but for me, it was kind of a long, windy, whiny kind of YA method of getting to his point. And that's just me, all right? So if you want to hate me for it, that's fine. If you feel the same, don't feel the same, whatever the case is, go ahead, put it down in the comments. I'm not going to be upset by it at all. I switched to another author, James Inton. I could never say this guy's name right. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering it. The Lacanis trilogy. Okay. So far so good. I have all 3 books. All right. So I know a lot of tomes, a lot of big stuff. Again, doesn't really bother me. Doesn't scare me. As long as the writing is good, then I'm good. I'm all good for it. I really am enjoying this book. I kind of felt in the beginning when I started reading it that I kind of got that Tolkien-esque about this one person, or the tropes are kind of the same with most fantasy books. There's this kid that's not really, well-to-do. He's someone born with low stature, et cetera, and then he finds out he has these magical powers, and then becomes, this Billy Badass. All right, that seems like the fantasy trope, kind of over and over and over again. And at the beginning, I kind of was like, here we go again. And I get that. A lot of people, this is the way you start the book. All right, you got to start off really slow. Everybody's from a village. This village boy is a knucklehead, and then he turns out to be the hero of the books. Okay, I'll go with it as long as you hurry up and get me to where it starts getting good, all right? And I'm only on chapter 12, but so far it's been really good. So I'm going to give it a chance. I do have all 3 books. And I did hear very, very good things about this trilogy. So I'm going to continue to read that. If you're not aware, John Gwynne finally finished his books of the Bloodsworn trilogy. These books I could not put down. Now, again, depending on what type of reader you are, I like the wartime epic fantasy. All right, so these books might not really hit it for me. That's why Sanderson, in my opinion, was kind of very slow and drawing on and that kind of thing. But if you have wall-to-wall action, day-to-day action, chapter-to-chapter action, I'm in it. I want to see it. I want the blood, the guts, the gore. I want the trickery. I want to make sure that my characters are getting into a fight. I don't want to hear about some other knucklehead stuff going on unless it has direct, immediate intervention with this character that's coming up. Then we can expand the story. So fantastic on that. You can get it in audiobooks, I believe, Kindle, and paperback. The paperback, I believe, is not coming out until October, I think it is. So I already did the October pre-orders, which was great, and I can't wait to get back into John Gwynne, the Bloodsworn trilogy. A lot of Vikings. If you guys like Vikings and war and magic, you got to read these books. These are fantastic, very easy to read, large print, large books. That's kind of the way I go. Now, like I said, I promised you guys something at the end. In here, I have something that you guys might want to see. It is absolutely an epic piece of equipment from one of my favorite fantasy novels. So I would like for you guys to put down below what you think it is, and then we'll do the big reveal on my next video. So please do me a favor, like, subscribe, share, add some comments down below. If you want to guess what this is, that's awesome. I'll give you like the couple thumbs up and the shout out on the next video if you guess what it was and if you are right. All right, thank you very much, guys, and as always, keep reading.